Hello and welcome back, guys, to Let's Build a Castle. I hope you guys can appreciate the vast scale to which I have built this castle. For you guys, I wanted to go one step further. I wanted to try my very best in building the most incredible castle possible. And because of this, the castle has become a huge project of mine. Something that has taken absolute months to produce, and it takes weeks for me to build each episode. So guys, I hope you understand why it takes so long for me to even bring out these episodes, but I hope you thoroughly enjoy them once they are here. Today, what we're actually constructing are these huge maid's quarters. The maids in our castle are going to be the heartbeat. They're going to be the ones who make sure it's running all the time. They're going to be like the soul. They're going to be working around, and I felt it was important to give them a grand living space. So thus, you can see this huge building which leads onto a small spiral tower staircase behind it, which also gives them access to the king's quarters, and later on I will build a tunnel system that will intricately connect the maid quarters and the entire castle to give them ease of access to make sure their job is being produced. So guys, I hope you enjoy this episode. I hope it's not been too long in the waiting, and let's just begin. Ready. So guys, what we're going to open with here is the huge template I built a few episodes back, and this is what we're going to basically build the maid's quarters off. As you can see, it's connected up to the massive 4 towers that are going to be like the entrance to the Great Hall. But first we have to clear out all this landscape within. So I just quickly did that myself because I felt how boring would it be just watching me destroy some dirt. So I got rid of it. So now I can show you the actual building of the quarters themselves. So as you see, I'm just setting out the small template to where each window is going to be, and obviously filled them up right to the roof. And then when I did this, I realized it wasn't symmetrical like on the other side. So what I actually had to do was obviously continue to manipulate the landscape around and create a symmetrical shape, because it just feels, well, I say symmetrical, it's the entire quarters are an L shape, but the way it all, you can see it just lines up quite a lot nicer. And here, I'm afraid I lost the footage of me building this, these triangular roof shapes. So I hope you can understand. I've just literally raised it up 5 more, and then just made a triangle with bricks on top, just to add a little bit of style and just make it look a little more formal. You know, it just looks better really. So and then obviously now I'm extending them one out to create like that overhang, because what overhangs do, especially with the shaders mod, is they create a lot of shadows, and shadows vary the colours, and it just makes the entire place look a lot more appealing on the eye and not all just grey. As you can see, what you're seeing but in front of you is just the roof being filled in. I often like to speed this footage up because I feel it's very primitive, like just style really. You understand, you don't need to see like it all being extensively done. So, and now again, just replacing this stone and dirt with grass. Now, to further vary these colours and shapes, we're now using double stone slabs to line all of the side of the building really. Again, just so the entire building's not just the same shade of grey. So as you can see, we're just extending this all the way down and covering every side. But that piece in the middle going across, I'm not really keen on, because I like to vary my colours. So I'm wondering, what could I use? So instead, I utilise these upside down stone brick stairs, and as you can see, it creates another really nice effect due to the fact of the shadow as well. So then just fill it in with glass and replicate it all down the side, and you get this incredibly impressive looking side. But now we have to deal with the inside, because at the minute it looks really dull and dark. So first I start experimenting with different shades of wood for the floor. Throughout the castle I've used the wood on the left, the first piece I built, but for inside here I wanted to give it a really homely feel. And I felt this darker wood complemented the lighting on the side a lot more, and as you can see, I just feel this gives it a much more homely feel. But now the walls have to be decided, so I actually, as you can see, started experimenting with different ideas of how I could build these side walls. Although, oh, sorry for hitting the mic, as you can see, I'm very indecisive. I'm not really sure how to complement the walls and the floor, so I'm varying with a lot of different materials, and then I start prolonging the use of wood, because I feel wood gives a very homely and warm feel, and especially something I want for the maid's quarters. So as you can see now, I start, this is the style I like. I use both wooden trunks and wooden planks to create this just quite nice pattern down the side. And as you can see, when it's replicated along all of the walls, it gives a very homely feel. A kind of style I felt was similar to that of a hobbit hole out of the Lord of the Rings franchise. So now I'm just coming out of the side of the building here to show you these 4 towers. I had to cover that wall because that's connected to the 4 towers. So we couldn't have windows there really. It would be improper, and it wouldn't look suitable really. So I have to brick up that wall, and once I've added in another floor here and added torches to it, it doesn't look bad at all really. So as you see, just land on the floor and fill it in, all the way through, and then start adding these upside down stone brick stairs, because these, again, throughout the castle, I feel it's important to make it not only look impressive but structurally sound, as if the castle could really function. It wouldn't just collapse as soon as, say, Minecraft had physics. I'd like to think the castle wouldn't just collapse. So that's why I add in these structurally sound elements, such as these girders across the roof. These will obviously help keep the roof up. So creating these girders, and then using, again, you can see the utilization of stone stairs to make sure it just makes it look that little bit more structurally sound. So now we zoom out, and as you can see, I've created this shape on the wall for the windows really. So we've got this big oval shaped window at the top, and then the bottom 2 are just quite simple average windows. So as you see, we fill those in, and now we create that huge balcony you saw at the beginning of the episode. So I just use single stone slabs here, just because it gives that step feel, it just makes it feel a little more decorative. I feel just the fact that I'm utilising steps and different levels around the castle, it's quite nice, quite an effect I'm quite fond of. So now, as you can see, we're going to have to completely demolish this landscape here to fit in the rest of the balcony down the side. So as you can see, I've not sped this up, this is just me working at super speed. I'm just destroying this entire landscape just to fit in this entire corridor. So there's not much to speak about destroying landscapes. I hope you can see it. So now we've just dug this in 4 inwards, and then we're just going to line it with the stone bricks, and then fill the rest of the floor with those single stone slabs from earlier. As you can see, we can see a little bit of the wall decoration on the floor, but once the stone slabs are in there, it's completely covered up and it's just gone. So now what we're actually creating are the crenellations of this entire balcony. These are something I want to attach the torches to, because I just feel it gives the torches sort of a purpose. So as you can see, I've extended those all along the balcony, and then started filling in the gaps with wooden fences, because I feel wooden fences have been utilised a few times around the castle. They vary from the greys. It gives that little bit of colour where it's maybe necessary. So as you can see, we've created this entire wall, and now I dig out this space to build that staircase you saw earlier. Just to make sure the staircase is square, I have to then extend that wall slightly here, just to make sure the staircase is symmetrical on the way down, otherwise it just wouldn't work. So then I start digging into the ground, into all that decoration I built earlier. But as you see, it's no big deal. I dig all the way down through and get rid of all the stuff that would kind of cover it up. So get rid of these big stone pillars, because they're no longer necessary with the staircase going in there. And then I have to dig in this wall one further, because I want to replicate again that decoration we saw earlier. So that decoration is going to go where I'm obviously removing this wall. So as you see, we knock that back one, and add in this huge decoration. So now we're just obviously increasing the size of these. I have to replicate what it looks on the other side, so it's not exactly the same as it looks throughout the rest of the hall, due to the fact it's actually 5 wide instead of 3. So as you can see, we're just creating this effect and then replicating it on the other side, and now we're ready to place in our staircase. So it's built as if you'd expect any staircase. It goes up 1 level each time. So as you can see, just extending these stairs upwards, and then using again a variation of colours. So we're varying with the stone slabs again to create each level. Oh, pardon me. So then we create each level and then obviously finish them off with the second stone stair, just to give them a bit of width, so they're not uncomfortable to run up. So then we can see we're filling in that floor and then building like a wall around it, just because I don't want people running under the stairs. I feel it finishes it off slightly, building a wall around the staircase. So then, as you see, just making a railing with the wooden fences again. And then obviously this railing will then obviously have to be carried on all the way up, so it's been used on both sides. And then finishing off that wall, I will actually later have to go back and put a torch in there, because that will be like a mob spawning haven. So then, as you can see, we extend it all the way up. Basically the staircase, as you can see, the railing follows it all the way down, and we have this incredibly impressive looking staircase. Really, I'm really proud of how this looks. So then if we zoom back onto the outside of the building, we can see it's come all the way up, and now we have to actually connect it all to the king's quarters. As you see in there, that will also have to be completely dug out by myself. So I start flattening off the landscape and then adding in where that you saw earlier, that huge platform went, that would give access for these maids to move from their quarters and into the kitchens. But I don't know if I mentioned earlier what that was underneath. It was, I think I did, sorry, but anyway, I'll repeat myself. It's just going to be a mass kitchen, really, which will give access, so when the king wants his food, he can have his food. When the Great Hall is holding a dinner, those kitchens will then be able to access the Great Hall. So as you can see now, we've created the platform and then we've decorated it with some double stone slabs around the outside, again to just vary those colours and make it look a lot more interesting. So then you can see we're going to have to now extend the staircase up towards that new level, so just replicate the exact same style. And now we're going to build that small tower you saw earlier, because I felt the staircase needs covering, doesn't it, really? Because you don't want people running up and down stairs and then the rain pouring down. So I thought, well, instead of just putting a small roof over it, we'll just finish it off as if it's a small tower. Because if you imagine it, really, we have the maid's quarters and then the staircase is like an individual tower up the side of them, and it protrudes out to here. So now we're just utilizing again the effect that stone stairs give us. So just creating like some overlapping effects using the upside down ones, replacing like only using them once in every 2 blocks, and just creating quite an impressive looking tower. It's not my favorite tower, I have to say, though. I was varying ideas throughout with it. I'm just unsure of how I wanted to produce this small tower, and this was the best style I could do on the scale I had. I may make it a little bit taller off camera, but because I'm still not sure about it, but I suppose we'll find out later on if that actually occurs. So now, as you can see, just filling in the windows, and we have a very, very nice looking little mini tower, really, finishing off that huge staircase. As you can see, same on every single side. And now we start creating some more crenellations, because we can't just have an empty, we can't just let people stumble and fall off this platform. We want to make sure safety is key. So again, as well, say the castle did come under attack, these crenellations everywhere will give the defenders of our castle a huge tactical advantage, being able to shoot off these things. So as you see, just using double stone slabs and then some stone brick stairs, and then like complementing them again with the wooden fences to give that sense of continuity throughout this entire area of the castle. Then again, just utilizing again the upside down, replace that one and put an upside down stone stairs where there's gaps, just to again create quite a I'm not sure, like a decorative effect, really. So as you can see, we can't put any head on this side because of the roof in the way. And now, as you can see, I've simply dug out all that landscape, replaced all the walls, as you can see, and just put what little windows in to create a very big kitchen space. That was a really boring thing to build for me. I did accidentally, I forgot to record doing it. I'm afraid. So that's why there's no footage of me of doing that bit. But as you can see, it's a very simple idea, and it's just used the same circle as the king's quarters above it, like the same. It's the exact same. It's to the same scale. So now again, just creating a template of the doorway and then replacing it with different types of stone to vary those colours again and make sure it looks as simply nice as possible. Like, I did try and bring it out one, but I didn't feel it worked contrasting the actual huge tower itself. So then I just built that smaller scale door, really. So now those bits finished, and you can see we have to just build another quick side rail just to again ensure safety. And now you can see the entire staircase is a very seamless like looking thing. It runs from the bottom floor up to the top floor of the maid's quarters, and then even further up to the king's quarters. So now you can see I've just built that wall there because that one was free early. Just ease of access for me while building the Let's Build was just because I didn't fill that wall. And now any gap we have, I've started placing in the doors. The doors here are 3 high, so as you can see I had to improvise here and just added in those stone stairs, which gave me a surprising effect. I do really like that effect those stone stairs have, and with doors. But then here I had a little bit of trouble due to the use of single slabs. It created a weird effect, so actually here it was impossible to place a door properly. And then I've just replaced that left hand side wall there with stone stairs. And now guys, we have actually completed the entire living quarters. I hope you really like this style. I've tried incredibly hard to make it interesting, and I am very proud of it. In the next episode we're going to build along here. We're going to build this huge wall, and then we're going to also build this long bridge which will actually come and access this circle here, which will be the watchtower. So guys, look out for the next episode when we'll build the walls, the bridge and the watchtower. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you've got this far, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.